Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest War in Heaven casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today I've got a free game showcase, in which the first two games are going to be 2v2s in Unification, and then the fourth game is going to be a 4 vs 4 in Soulstorm. So playing as the Necron team, we have got Foxstar and we have got Tiger Shark. And then playing as the Eldar and the Orcs, we have got the artist formerly known as Dimdol, Gregor, and we have got Witch. So I'm quite excited about these series of matches. When I originally set up the Discord and suggested some themed games to play, I did not expect the response to be so, well, numerous, I guess. And also, as well, I'm not going to name drop any people in this, but some people in either these games or maybe the Soulstorm games, they've either not played for a while or maybe it's some of their first experiences playing player versus player in any form of Dawn of War. So isn't that quite exciting? That's exactly what I was hoping for. So well done, team. Well done, everyone. It's all going to be gravy here. But yeah, so we're on Doom Spiral at the moment, and you'll notice that it's quite a short map. Not much room for the Orcs and Eldar to maneuver to get to the Necrons. Necrons aren't really going to be having the best of times in the defense department. Really, they want to get their plasma generators online and maybe get a couple of Necron warriors and a Necron lord up before they even start sniffing combat. But yeah, the Eldar are going to get straight in, and actually, we'll watch from the Eldar perspective just because they've got those.
First despair.
There's Dawn of War 2 voice actings. Just the best. Some of the best voice acting for any Dawn of War faction I've seen in my short lifetime, or in my long lifetime, because I'm quite an old man. Anyway, we've got some action over here in the form of some Builder Scavs wanting to capture their strategic point, but not seeing anything in the way, shape, or form of it. Shooter boys are going to be scaring these guys away. Necron warriors are going to be coming out, seeing if they can push these boys back from the brink. You'll also notice as well that the on the settings for this game, they've popped a relic outside everyone's HQ. Just because this map, I do believe it starts with, what, 1, 2, 3 strategic points. And we all know that 4 strategic points are what you really want for the big money. There we go, a couple of Necron warriors, big mech in the mix. And a little bit cheeky here, we're going to see a listening post being popped up right outside the Necron base, which is very ungentlemanly-like, but it is how we roll, baby. It's just how we roll. Eldar also doing the same over yonder. Necron warriors trying to hold on for dear life at this present moment, and they're doing alright, actually, to be fair. Slugger boys aren't surviving all that long. One guy getting vaporized into mulch, and then spawning back on the ground, but such is the wicked and unpredictable ways of the Orcs. We do have some Banshees coming on. Yeah! Love these ladies. Going to get involved. Keeping their fleet of foot on there. Not sure if the fleet of foot decreases the melee accuracy, but it certainly allows these ladies to keep into melee range while these guys are walking away, so that is certainly something. Over here we've got some Necron warriors pushing out towards the Eldar base. At the moment the Eldar have only got a Guardian squad in the mix at home, so I have to be a little bit careful. Don't want to be too aggressive. Shooter boys having free reign over here. Necron's just trying to sort out these Howling Banshees, known for being a glass cannon, but wants to get involved in that close combat. Very hard to push off unless you've got some range support. And also fighting underneath this listening post as well. Not the best situation for the Necron player at the moment. Do have a... oh, what are we called? We're going to have a summoning card. Oh dear. Plasma generator. Not sure if them... oh, first plasma generator of the game for Foxstar, but that's what we like. Playing it fast and loose. Who needs economy in this game? Probably assuming that they get economy from the Obelisk, which is fair enough if you're relatively new to the game. But I mean, in saying that, the defense is real. The defense is happening. Are the shooter boys building up? Yes, but we are seeing some pushback from over here, forcing the Eldar to spend a little bit of economy in going round over here, or sending some slugger boys round this way, so alleviating, or shall we say ameliorating, the pressure on Foxstar over here. Also, a secondary Necron Lord from Tiger Shark coming over, going to be doing the business on those shooter boys. Howling Banshees also being smirted and annihilated. In fact, a full squad wipe is going to go on down there by the looks of things. So a nice defense, all without any economy, which is all the more impressive if you ask me. Necron Warriors losing morale, but we will see a Ghost Hut being popped up. Also, an Obelisk being upgraded, so ready to throw out. And there we go. Speak of the devil, throwing down a big green finger. Pushing these guys around. Tiger Shark's Necron Lord now coming back to see what he can do to slap these guys away. And once this Ghost Turret goes up, I imagine the Eldar probably will want to bees back on home. They have gone for some Reaper Aspect Stone add-ons, so that is quite exciting. Listening Post looks like it'll be taken down. Shooter boys, they're armed with their big shooters now. Will be quite a problem for the Necron Warriors to deal with. Unless, of course, the Necron Lord can tie these guys up, which looks like is exactly what he's doing. Guy's going to move into as close combat as humanly possible without actually touching them. Getting all the accuracy involved. Second squad of shooter boys going for their big shooters and an Ob leader as well. The Necrons, yeah, they've defended. They've pushed everything back. Mazel tov to these chaps. More Necron Warriors coming out for Foxstar. We've got flayed ones for Tiger Shark, which will be ideal at breaking up those, how would one say, those firing lines. Got Webway Gates, Tier 2 going for Dimdol, or the artist formerly known as Dimdol. And Settlement, what tier are you on at the moment? One War Banner away from Tier 2, and this is a good amount of Necron Warriors here. Necron Lord of all Koravat, fighting the good fight, or the bad fight, depending on which perspective you're on. It would be amazing if he had his solar pulse right now. In fact, is there any artifacts going on at the moment? Not quite yet. I'd spend a lot of their econ on building up their defensive forces at the moment. Necron Warrior is going to teleport away. There's a little bit too much, I think. Once again, fighting under a powered-up Listing Shrine. Not exactly what you want in the grand scheme of things. But we do have some more Necron Warriors over here. Thinking about pushing in, but like we said, Listing Shrine over here is not going to do them any favours. But Slugger Boys, free real estate, baby. Slap these bad boys up. Slugger Boys, with only, pound for pound, won't win against the Necron Warrior. Need to mass those lads up in high numbers for them to be effective. Dove Ghost Turret going to be placed up over on this side as well. The 4 gens now up, humming with green plasma energy. Dove Flayed 1 squad being spawned in. A little bit forward, if I dare say. You normally stick these guys around the backside. That's totally fine, they're still in the mix anyway. And the Necrons focus firing on those Howling Banshees while the Flayed Ones distract all these firing infantry units down over here. Will be caught by some minefields. And the Necron Lords at the moment unable to really regain their perches in combat until they get those health regen artifacts online. But yeah, the power of the big shooter is something really difficult for the Necrons at the moment to contend with. You would normally see them slowly but surely walking towards the firing lines, but at the moment they can't really move past just a sheer amount of Howling Banshees being used to full effect here. Don't normally see Howling Banshees, but in a 2 versus 2, they do have quite a bit of utility. More Flayed Ones being spawned in. Hopefully going to break the morale of these Howling Banshees. But a second squad of Flayed Ones as well. Again, not sure if putting these guys into combat with the Howling Banshees is the way forward, but it is something, especially now that we've got double Ghost Turrets online. And okay, yeah, maybe a good bunch of big shooters could take him on, but these big shooters are kind of staring out into the open, being a little bit distracted. Probably saw a butterfly or something. One singular Howling Banshee in the base, but will be shot down by this Ghost Turret. Eldar fleeing from the advance of the Necron Lord and his Flayed One comrades. I suppose one of the disadvantages of the Necron Lord is that he's not able to join a unit. Clearly being too formal and regal to besmirch himself by mixing with the riffraff. But obviously, say for example, when the Big Mech gets low on health, he just joins a unit, and then sometimes that mitigates the damage being sent towards him. Which is cool. I've got some Slugger Boys around here, just checking out the scenery. More flayed ones. In fact, this is a flayed one defense now. And these guys, good amount of health, fairly decent reinforcement time as well. And they're not too expensive to reinforce, only 30 green money. I'll have a look at the economies, but Dan, pull myself away from this lasting defense. Necrons do seem to be doing a good job. Not sure if it's enough to pull this back. One negative about the melee units is that, especially these flayed ones, it takes them a little while to go from model to do some attacking, whereas these guys of the ranged variety can just kind of just stand there and provide constant DPS. We're gonna go for some... Jesus, we're gonna go for the Great Wall of Ghost Turrets here. Which is very impressive. Gonna certainly... Although, mind you, if you've invested this much in your Ghost Turrets, you don't want to be pushing out too far. You want to be kind of holding your defense round this area. There we go, everyone teleporting back home. As the Necrons are being accosted... Well, sorry, Tiger Sharks Necrons are being accosted by some, what are you called, Mega Armored Knobs. And the Orcs have decided they've got bored of the butterfly now. They now turn their attention over here. We do have a Tomb Blade there, which will certainly do some damage to these shooter boys. And at the moment... Oh, that being said, Big Mech throwing out a tank zapper. So making it kind of useless for the next 10 or so seconds. And we do have some Falcon Grav tanks armed with their star cannons. Will make them quite lethal against buildings and vehicles and whatnot. I think so. I think it does. Or is it just heavy infantry? Maybe. Either way, it's a pretty gun. And that's all that really matters. The Eldar, kings and queens of the aesthetics. Necrons now gone for their tier 2. We'll be getting one more squad of Necrons warriors before going for their immortals. That's exactly what they will need to contend with the war trucks and the Falcon Grav tanks. Got some tank busters as well to help them crack the Ghost turrets. Over yonder we do have... What are you? You are the flayed ones. You have broken the morale of those Mega Armored Knobs who have jumped inside the war truck. Only taking up one squad spot in the war truck there, which is quite impressive. Do have a Forbidden Archive, whether some Forbidden Archives have been archived, who knows? Haven't seen anything too mystical. Do have a Wraith Lord on the way. And unless we see some impressive immortal shenanigans going on here, I highly doubt the Necrons can do much of this situation. But they do have the tier 2 for both players. Necrons are quite difficult to take down in a siege environment. Tombblade engaging close combat with these Mega Armored Knobs, probably not where he wants to be. Gonna regain his Necron Lord. And, there we go, a Tomb Spider, probably quite a good idea. Regain all these dudes who can quickly reinforce your front lines. That's exactly what you want to see. Got some flash kits joining the fray. Wraith Lord goes down. Necron Warriors push these guys out. And yeah, more and more's coming out. Got some flayed ones as well. Necron Lord still licking his wounds, and another Ghost turret joining the ever-expanding wall. Flash Kits are going to make some short work on these blade ones unless they get into close combat. They are trying to get there, but their numbers are being absolutely smashed up, unable to get in there, sadly. Gives me Skaven Rattling Gun vibes, that scene did. Very reminiscent of that scene from The Last of the Samurai. The famous Japanese samurai Tom Cruise featuring in it. Well known in the Nippon community. Tomb Spider now out, but unable to quite get to these friendly corpses. And it's a good effort. It's a very good effort. Solar Beam coming down here. Firing Force moving around the side just to avoid having to stare into the green glow of the Necrons here. And this looks like it could be it. Yeah, War Truck goes down, which is, you know, a win, but Great Summoning Court in the bin. No fighting forces for Tiger Shark here. And the Great Wall of Ghost Turrets is going to collapse. We're going to go for a Tiger Shark going to rebuild his Necron Monolith over here in the hopes that he can continue the battle when his base falls, but sadly, Doom Spiral is a very short map. You can't exactly hide your or proxy your Necron Monoliths in any way, shape or form. So yeah, we are going to call it here. The forces of fighting for the old ones do indeed win this match, but I do like the really competent defense of the Necrons. Even with these massively delayed plasma generators, still able to put up a really amazing defense, holding out for 15. Well, the match goes on for about 18 minutes, but still, very good stuff. Okay, cool, I'll see you in the next game. Alright, game 2, Electric Boogaloo. We have the same people on the same teams on Rockclaw Mountains. Now, I imagine that this game will be a little bit more in favour for the Necrons, just because of how much longer the actual map is. Now, I imagine that a lot of the fighting will be happening over these 3 central points here, as obviously it's quite a wide space. Lots of room to get all your units in. Got a little cheeky curve on the side as well for any flanking manoeuvres one wishes to go for. But yeah, not many avenues of attack. You've got one here and one here if you really want to get in the opponent's side of the base. So that's going to work in the Necron's favour, I do believe. I'm going to see standard openings, going to go for some Bone Singers, Fleet of Foot Research. The usual Grots, Sluggers, going to go for a Shooter Boy rather than a Big Mech from the get-go. Going to go Necron Lord before Necron Warriors. Quadruple Plasma Generators. And there we go, look at that. The economy's online, we're fighting fit. Also going to go for a Necron Lord as well, as I imagine that these guys want to get the Necron Lords up here as close as humanly possible. As obviously the Necrons don't really need these strategic points too quickly. I mean, what they've got 3 natural in the base as well as 1 relic each to share. So I mean, even if they can only defend on these zones here, it'll be fine for them. Although it would be ideal if they could deny these strategic points to the Eldar and the Ox just to reduce their economic income. But we shall see how that goes. Guardians running straight over here. Shooter Boys having the same kind of idea. Do have the Necron Lord just popping for Foxstar. Same for the Tiger Shark. Almost in unison, really. These guys are going to be going over, jumping over rock and sand to combat the Elder One's races as they come online. Aspect Portal being finished, but I'm not seeing anything too special coming from it. Not as of yet. Big Mech now ready to waddle his way down to see what he could strike with his meaty power claw. And Necrons they're not going to go for like a quick Ghost Turret, which is what you would normally see. But then again, a Ghost Turret against a Big Mech. Big Mech can kind of just absorb all the damage, as everyone else can then just shoot at it from a distance. But popping down a obelisk here would give the Necrons, if they're built up here, they could teleport down here, and then it cuts down some of their movement a little bit, which is something. Necron Lord seeing these guys, gonna throw down one of these Slugger Boys down on the ground, impaling him with his long staff of light. Grots finishing this listing shrine. The wonderful before times when Orc and Eldar worked in perfect harmony and unison, I assume. Second Necron Lord out on the way. Grot's going to try and ignore these guys, but will be shot at by those Necron Warriors. And Necron Lord just constantly chasing after these Shooter Boys, not letting these guys get off any good shots. Trying to also stay away from close combat with this Big Mech. We'll be able to win the straight 1v1 against him, but then again with 2, the odds are better. Necron Warriors now moving in, but they are... Oh, that's quite a clever tactic. Can use infiltrated Grots to keep these guys in a slow moving formation. Need to get some Builder Scavs up here to be able to see those guys. There we go, they are now in vision range of the Builder Scavs. They should be able to be shot up. And they won't survive very many volleys against a couple of Necron Warrior squads. But we now have a fully fledged Shooter Boy squad armed with a Big Mech and the usual Howling Banshee shenanigans that we saw from the previous game. With a Necron Lord out, able to use his knockbacks to keep these ladies away from close combat. If not for the briefest amount of time. Also got a ghost turret up here, which is an amazing place to stick it. Going to keep that out of close combat for the longest time. As long as the Necrons chill out roundabouts this general area. Necron Lord not looking too healthy in this engagement, but is just chasing these guys away, giving these Necron Warriors a bit of time for some breathing room. Or I guess not breathing room in the Necron case. Quick tier 2 for Tiger Shark. I can see some more Necron Warriors and a Summoning Core for Foxstar. What's going on in the Eldar base at the moment? Webway again. I do again. Very much in the Dawn of War 2 side of things. I do love the curvature of their Webway gates and Unification. Very aesthetically pleasing. Love a bit of curves. We are going to see. I don't know if he's been summoned for me. It's just glowing. It's glowing for vibes, man. Anyway, I'm gonna go try and capture this Necron side strategic point. Necrons will teleport away. And where have they teleported to? Teleported somewhere. Oh, like I said earlier on, they've teleported to this obelisk here, which is quite good. And it all goes quiet as the Necrons slowly form a conga line down over onto this side of the map. And the Orcs and Eldar have managed to consolidate their hold on the centre point here. Listing Shrine being upgraded. And yeah, realistically, the Orcs and Eldar, now that they've captured these places, they're quite happy just to stick around. They can wait until their economies boom, and then once they get their bigger tech stuff, they can then make a push. So the Necrons can't really sit around and do nothing. They've got to play a little bit aggressive to at least deny one of these spaces. Got another Webway gate here to allow the Eldar to reinforce as quick as you like. Orcs on... Oh, sorry, the Eldar also bringing something down on here. Grotz will probably help build that bad boy up. Howling Banshees not wanting to get involved in close combat. Orc Minefield exploding these Necrons. These guys are just going to stand on top of it. They don't care. No sense of self-preservation. And this listening post does not look like it's going to live for much longer. All of Foxstar's Necron Warriors have been upgraded with their Tier 1 disruption fields, making them just as lethal are ranged as they are in close combat. Necron Lord using his teleporting ability to bury these guys away, allowing the Necrons to have a bit of space in this side of the engagement, allowing them space out as well. One thing you want to kind of do with your Necron Warriors in this situation is they kind of all clump together, allowing one squad of Howling Banshees to tie up all three squads. We can space them out a little bit better, form some sort of Thea-like croissant concave. Does reduce the effectiveness of those Howling Banshees, but it does look like they've all been brown-breaded. But more Howling Banshees on the way. Another minefield being popped down here. Do have a Tomb Blade, which will certainly add to the firing line of the Necrons. Plasma Generator being popped down here. Doesn't look like it's the best situation for the Orcs at the moment, with their a little bit of their economy on the front lines. Necrons making quick work of this Listening Shrine. Howling Banshees and Guardians not wanting to mess around with the clump of Necron Warriors, especially with that Tomb Blade in. I mean, what is that? That's 250 and 320 damage to heavy infantry, vehicles, and demons. Which won't do all that much towards the light infantry of the Eldar and Orcs. I mean, are the... Yeah, the shooter boys are infantry, so we'll resist that just a little bit. They are going to go on the counter-offensive. Going to focus fire on this Ghost turret. And with their big shooters, they will be able to get it down, but with a Tomb Blade and a tactical, one singular squad of Necron Warriors being teleported in, I do quite like that. Sometimes you see Necron players teleporting all their lads back, which then gets rid of their momentum. But they're kind of ruining their own momentum here a bit by moving all these guys back. Although then again, I can see what they're doing. They're kind of getting these guys in a little bit of a situation, forming a sandwich around them, and will get the big mech and all the lads in there. So now is the time to continue striking while the forces of the old ones are not in a situation to fight. They have gone for a Falcon Grav tank, which is very nice, but like we say, those Tomb Blades can do a bit of damage to these guys. I'm going to see some Tank Buster squads as well, so actually maybe, in hindsight, it might be worth just holding on for a bit. Even economies, we do have a listing shrine over here that they could take on. 128 and 40, and 128 and 66 compared to 70% and 91% build speed, and 60% build speed, and 70. So, relatively even economies all around. Eldar with a slight advantage, it has to be said. And Falcon Grav Tanks focus firing on those Tomb Blades, taking one down. As well as these Tank Busters, unseen, unheard of. Builder Scarab's going to move forward to reveal the Minefield and the Tank Busters. These guys will be taken out pretty quickly once the Necrons see them. Necron Lord tying them up into close combat, but all Tomb Blades have been taken down. It's very unfortunate, so Necron Warriors, alone, unsupported, won't do all that much. And there we go, a mass teleport back, which is probably the right call to make in that situation. Do you believe these Necron Warriors don't have any more jumping juice left? Oh god, where's my camera going? But they'll stand there. No point in retreating them, as they won't be able to escape all this DPS. May as well keep them over here just to distract these guys for as long as humanly possible. Are we seeing... Ah, there we go. We're seeing a Forbidden Archive over yonder. And a Forbidden Archive here. So lots of juicy toys to be made. Awakened Necrodermis. I do imagine that either increases the movement speed or the health of the Necron infantry. I'm going to see double mortals, which can snipe a Falcon Grav Tank down in 3 or 4 volleys flat when fully kitted out. Do have another Tomb Blade going to make advantage of being on this high ground. Ghost will be taken down there in quick succession. But yeah, the Old Ones have now conquered the centre once again. We'll be going for that decap on that strategic point, but as long as the Necrons... Because, I mean, their economy is based on their plasma generators. So as long as they're keeping their numbers up, and I mean, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Based on that glowy nonsense, I imagine they've also gone for their plasma escalation. I think. Actually, I don't know. It doesn't look like it. I mean, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Actually, no, never mind. They have not. Look at that, a bit of quick maths there for you. I was thinking some pariahs. Ooh, so that is a tier 3 or tier 2.5 unit. Lethal in close combat, very difficult to take down with 8,800 health. Especially when they get that Necrodermis upgrade. Falcon Grav Tank's been sniped by Tomb Blade and Immortal alike. Some Eldari minefields now been popped down here, and a support platform being added. I imagine that will be upgraded to a D platform at some point due to the mass numbers of infantry going on here. Tank Busters sniping away at this Necron Lord. Again, need to have those Builder Scarabs up at the front. And a Wraith Lord on his way. So Mortals will have to keep their eyes fixated on that lad. Necron's focusing fire on this big mech. Will take him down. Let's teleports away. No, that's another big mech being lost. Do love the sync kills for the Wraith Lord. Peeling off a Necron warrior from his blade like a piece of shish kebab from a Turkish kebab shop. Wartruck will also fall foul. Pariahs should turn... there we go, they're going to turn their attention to these Dark Reapers. God, seeing all these models makes me want to play Dawn of War 2 again. Might have to look into doing some casts on that at one point. There we go, John Cena beam coming down. Will deny the use of this support platform, forcing all these Dark Reapers back. Got a Nob Squad in the middle. Very brave, very foolish there. They may be the biggest and the meanest, but their particles will be stripped all the same by the Gauss cannons and flares and whatnot from the Necron Warriors and Tomb Blades. So yeah, the Necrons, a little bit back and forth here, but the Necrons have managed to conquer this central point once again. What's going to be the response from the Orcs? They have gone for tier 3. Also, thank you ever so much to the person who said about the... I think it was yesterday who commented about the build add-ons thing down here to let us know if they're into tier 2 or tier 3. Extremely useful from my perspective, sir. You are entitled to one head pat, young man or young woman, or young person. Wraithlord trundling along. No major conflict going on here, just one Toonblade engaging in ranged combat against this listing post, which is exactly what they want. The more economic damage they can do, the better. This listing shrine over here will also be taken down, I imagine, if they see this webway gate as well. That'd be a great gain for them. Necrons as well, almost maxing out their infantry. But yeah, Orcs in tier 3. Eldar still in tier 2. What are you building there? Oh, more webway gates. Do you have an engagement? Toonblade, I imagine, has just been zapped by the big mech zapper. Pariah's kind of just standing around, observing the fine work of the Builder Scabs capping that critical location in the middle. And we do... Ooh, we've got some death marks. Don't see these guys often. Firing away with their sniper rifle-esque Gauss cannony things. We'll teleport away there. To the safety of, I imagine, where have you teleported back to? Oh, just here. Not too far. Ready to get back in the thick of it. And yeah, complete and total Necron domination over the centre. But these knobs aren't taking it lying down. Got some flash kits as well. Another flash kit squad being joined by a weird boy. Loads of damage brought by this lad in the ranged department. Also able to bring up some big, powerful spells once upgraded. So yeah, this is quite the impressive firing line in all honesty. Dark Reapers and flash kits on the back lines. Wraithlord on the front, as well as these knobs to absorb some fire. The perfect counter against a Necron warrior mass. Gonna need something more substantial from the Necron players here if they're going to hope to defend against all this. Pariah's trying to get into close combat, but being absolutely decimated in their numbers. The reinforcement rate though, check that stuff out. Not going to kill those guys anytime soon. Everyone teleporting, where have you teleported to? Have you just ran away? We've gone somewhere. Leaving these immortals and the pariahs to deal with their own problems here. That's quite an untimely retreat back home, but I mean, double death marks. Not only marking their target, increasing the range damage done to them by anyone and everyone, but also doing a good amount of damage themselves. Also going to see a Ghost Arc able to pick up the dead and dying. Not sure if it's done any of that yet. It's also quite lethal against buildings and vehicles. I'm going to see some Shadow Spectres there. Infiltrated most of the time. Firing away. Ghost out there does do a little bit of a phase shifty thing, which will keep it alive, but needs to retreat from this situation. In fact, all these Necrons need to get out of dodge. Quick, sharpish. They don't have anything in the way of anti-infantry at the moment. Not in the substantial way that the Orcs and Eldar do. Don't have a Eldritch Storm as well been popped down here. God, such a delicious looking ability. And there we go. The rest of the remnants of Necrons finally decide to go back home and be a family man. And yeah, we're going to see some more Necron warriors. Necron Lord being recycled. Got tier... What tier are you? Oh no, a limitation. We've got the build add-ons, but it doesn't tell me exactly what tier they're in. Well, it's tier 3, I think. Tier 3 for both players. Ready to get that Awaken Monolith online at a moment's notice, should their economy allow them. Deathmark sniping away these Shadow Spectres, but Should have spent with incredible range. Able to get a couple of shots off at this Tomb Blade before it falls back. Necron Lord trying to get back on his feet. Needs to teleport away ASAP. Go on, teleport away. You can do it. There we go. Oh, no, no. Oh, dear. He's engaging in close combat. Glorious as it is. Not the most advantageous. Oh, Jesus. We've got a Stomper on the field. And Necrons, yep, they see that and think, nope. We're going to back up from that. But you could have held that. With this like little narrow curve here. Pack it with Necron warriors. Fill the back lines with your immortals. Could take it on. Do have a Doom Scythe as well. Impressive size. Going to make very short work of those flash gates. Weird Boy also going to go down as well in that engagement. Dark Reaper's using their edge. Oh no, it's all the big tier weapons now. Got a battle wagon going for all the rocket launchers it could possibly go for. A Doom Scythe being shot up by those Shadow Spectres. Might need to move this guy back. Always remember that repairing your vehicles is infinitely cheaper than having to rebuild them. What's all this firing sound coming from? Hold on a second. I had my earphones on backwards. That's why in my brain it sounded like the fire was coming from this direction rather than this direction. Never mind. Got an Ob Squad armed with 10 big choppers. These guys, with these weapons... No, you don't want to be in a melee scrum with these lads. Going to just waltz on in like green lumberjacks. Oh no, never mind. Oh dear, they're just gonna... Where you going, Big Mech? Lead your boys into glorious hand-to-hand combat. That's what we came to see. While the big Stomper fires away. Oh no, they've bottled it. To be fair, a big axe versus a Necron won't do you all that well, will it? Big Stomper take a little bit of damage, but will be repaired by these Grot squads. Necron Warriors falling back as the Battle Wagon and the Falcon Grav Tank take on this Obelisk. And the Necrons need to pull some magic out of their backside if they want to push this off. They did amazing earlier on. Like I say, I think it was the impromptu teleport back home here that killed their momentum somewhat. If they're able to force the Orcs and Eldar to spend all their money on reinforcing their units, would have delayed these Stompers and these Battle Wagons. Although not seeing any majorly large units from the Eldar at the moment. So clearly Orcs leading that charge in the old tech department. Go and see an Annihilation Barrage. Oh, sorry, not an Annihilation Barrage, an Annihilation Barge. Like an Onion Barge, but twice as deadly. Will be quite useful against the Battle Wagon if it is unaccosted. But we do have Shooter Boys and Flash Kits on the scenes. Lovely little shield animation here. But will not stand up against all that fire. Builder Scab's also been cut down. Big Stomper, these Grots need to be taken care of ASAP. Kill the Grots, you kill the Stomper. Yeah, already brought down to half health, even with all this repair going on. It's not the most stable of Titan units. It's not a Titan, is it? It's just a really big vehicle. It's not quite Titan like a... Ah, there we go. Like a Wraith Knight. Look at this bad boy. Love the model. Love the running animation. Just the arrogant way it walks around. Screaming to the high heavens. Thrusting its blade deep within the core of that Greater Summoning Core. He's not happy. Not happy that he's been woken up from his slumber to leave the webway gates. Dark Reaper's running around, and we do have... Oh, we've got Farseer as well. Slamming down those Builder Scabs. Oh, I've got a Gargant as well. Oh, look at him. Look at the speed that this guy can run. It gives me, the Megazord from Power Rangers, whatever you call that. Gives me that kind of vibe. There we go. If we need some fan art doing, we need Power Ranger orcs forming their own Gorkanaut. And yeah, it's safe to say that the Necrons, while putting up a much better offensive and defense in this game, just couldn't contend with the big units of the Eldar and Orcs fighting for the old ones. So okay, that is game 2. We've got one more game to go. We'll see you there. Okay, so this is the final installment of the free game showcase, a 4 versus 4 on Monts. Different players, different teams. We'll have a quick look at them. We've got Ark Dornan as the Eldar. We've got Where's My Teeth as the Orcs. We've got me as the Eldar. And we've got Code Pizza as the Orcs. On the Necron side, we've got Vrex, Jacob, the Blast Furnace, and Arivald. So it's quite exciting, and I do quite like this map as well. Very much, especially this center point here. It always makes me think of, now I don't know if you've seen the film, but the film Evolution, that big starfish alien at the end of the film. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, by the by. There's a really big alien in it, and this bit always reminds me of it. It's such a good film as well, very funny all the way through. That scene where the dude is having to have his leg amputated. It's like, oh no, you can't amputate his leg. Man thinks he's an athlete. It's just laughs all around. Please do watch that film. Anyway, back onto the actual game itself. So double Orcs, double Eldar versus the Necrons. Now, every place does have a grand total of 1, 2, 3 listening posts, or strategic points, sorry. We've also got some critical locations in the middle and some contested strategic points over yonder, as well as a slag deposit in the middle, which will be quite a vital place for the Necrons to go for. We also have some relics over on these far sides of the map as well. So we'll have to share those bad boys out, as realistically only one very secure relic for each faction, or each team, shall we say, and then a couple of contested ones. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for who gains access to the relics. Do some Eldar shenanigans, pushing these Necrons away. This is quite a short space for the Eldar over here to be aggressive. Going straight for these Necrons, bashing them as quickly as they can. Fleet of foot trying to keep these Dark Reapers away from the Necrons, but Necrons just not really caring. Gonna see a Ghost Hut being placed down here, which is pretty standard. It's what you normally see in these kinds of situations. Dark Reaper's going to focus on these Builder Scouts. Might not be able to get the Ghost Turret up. It's going to be quite a close one. He says that is very unfortunate. Dear oh dear. Only one Builder Scarab squad left. One also trying to cap a strategic point down here. Necro Warrior's going to chase these guys away on this side. Over on this side, double-pronged attack. We've got some of my Dark Reapers and some Orc nonsense coming on down over on both sides. The Hammer and the Anvil also got some very aggressive Grots. I do love to see a Grot squad getting involved in harassing anything and everything. Won't do anything major against these Builder Scarabs, but it's just nice that they're there. Got double big mechs as well, tearing this Ghost Turret and Plasma Generator a new one. Got a fully fledged squad of Dark Reapers as well. Focus firing on a Necron Warrior squad. Gonna get them down as quick as you like. More Necron Warriors moving around over here. A Necron Lord as well. Have to move these guys away. But yeah, the Ghost Turret has been finished. Grots as well going up against the Ghost Turret, using their blades and whatnot to slice open anything they can. We'll try and tie up these Necron Warriors for as long as they can. Impressive morale left on these lads, not shirking their duty in one way, shape or form. Guardians over here looking like they're going to be taken down. Mr. Landshark, go on, move them out of the way. That is unfortunate. Poor me. Clearly focusing on the micromanaging of these more expensive, more viable Dark Reapers over yonder. Over on this side we have some more aggression. Double Dark Reapers. Guardians as well. Dark Reapers though being forced into lower numbers by these Necron Warriors. And this Necron Lord over here tying these guys up. Guardians not really doing all that much damage to these Necrons, but one squad wipe over there for the Necron Warriors. And yeah, that's the problem with double Dark Reapers. The moment you focus on one, they'll just run away while the other Dark Reaper squad fires. But a lot of orcs here. Don't normally see Slugger Boys being reinforced at this amount, but clearly going for that early victory here. Trying to do as much damage as humanly possible. What's going on? We've got some more Necron warriors moving down the mountainside. Also have some... What are you? You are... Some more Guardians and some more Dark Reapers looking to shore up this reinforcements. Or these reinforcements, sorry for my grammar. The painkillers are finally kicking in. Well, the triple ghost turrets. This is... If anything's going to stop all this, it's going to be more Necron warriors and more ghost turrets. But even been assisted by... Have they been assisted by anyone? Yeah, Blast Furnace bringing in some Necron warriors over on this side as well. He's very kind of him. Necrons helping out Necrons, that is what it's all about. I do believe that in this period of the War in Heaven, the Silent King still has the command protocols over all his dudes, so these guys are all, regardless of rank, still mindless automatons to the Silent King's will. I think he only breaks it just before he sends them into their eternal slumber. Big Mech overstaying is welcome, but will teleport away. Which is very nice. Dark Reapers as well also falling back. Too many Necron warriors, too many ghost turrets to contend with. But we've done the damage. He says, we're going to see a thermoplasma generator being built up here, but some Storm Boys not going to allow the Builder Scarabs a moment's peace. Necrolord will try and screen these guys away. Thermoplasma generator, real big problem for us. Need to take that down ASAP. Especially with the Blast Furnace taking it, as obviously the Blast Furnace is... Where are you? You are on... Are you Blast Furnace? No, you're Jacob. Our Blast Furnace is here, so he's being protected on either side by other Necrons, so his base is going to be fairly safe to just tech up and get all those big units later on in the game. I'm going to see a tier 2 from me. Orcs getting there. More DACA research. And tier 2 for Arc Dornan as well. More Ghost Huts being placed up. Shooter Boys, sorry, Dark Reapers and Storm Boys working in tandem are going to deny this thermoplasma generator for as long as humanly possible. Brilliscow's been smirted into darkness. Back to the repair fields with them. The Burnsinger was over here. What were you doing, Burnsinger? Looking for some Wraith terms possibly. But yeah, the Ghost Turret will chase these Storm Boys away. The Necron Warriors are now going to be reinforcing this position here. This centre point here, though, is not heavy cover. Although it does look like it. So no slowdown, no ranged advantage for any players occupying the central space here. Got some Shooter Boys for the big shooters. Going to see a Farseer as well. Looking to get those Mind Wars on the Necron Lord. Storm Boy's going to jump in once again. Dark Reaper's trying to avoid this John Cena beam. Also popping a guide on those Dark Reapers as well, increasing their accuracy. The thermoplasma generator looks like it's about to finish. In fact, it is indeed finished. Thighstorm going on those Necron Warriors over there. Necron Warriors do naturally kind of just clump up together nice and close. Makes them susceptible to AoE damage. Necron Lord jumping straight into close combat with his Dark Reapers will be fleet-footed away there. And a Falcon Grav Tank as well as some Fire Dragons on the way. Necron Lord over here going to be rebuilt from Jacob. Throwing down another beam. We're going to throw these guys into the Falcon Grav Tank and move them straight away out of that. But still not quite out of range of the Cena beam. Got some flayed ones in the Necron Monolith. Cooking in the oven, so to speak. Going for their great summoning cause now. Let's have a quick look at the economies while things are relatively stable. 112 and 16, 92 and 20, 92 and 30, 80 and 10 compared to 30% build speed on 90, 40%, 45% build speed, sorry, and 60, 75% build speed on 120, and 4, 5, and 70. So each team having one player with a sizable amount of economy, everyone else just being in the bit of the mid-tier economies. Fire Dragons focusing on these Ghost turrets. And do you like the little bit of micro? I'm keeping that Falcon Grav Tank near these guys, not really using it for any flanking maneuvers. Just, I imagine that with triple or quadruple solar pulses, the amount of micro required to fleet of foot these guys out the way will be quite substantial, so that's the plan. There we go, another solar pulse going down, and then you'll see these guys quickly jump in, and then the double jumping juice. Hey, look at that. I'm not saying that I'm a high tier player. I'm not saying that I'm incredible. I'm just saying that, you know, on a different level here, baby. Thermal plasma generator, getting a good 2 minutes use out of it, will be finally taken down there. Obelisk throwing out some green stuff as these Orc Knobs occupy the centre of the battlefield. And this is quite a sizable fighting force for the old ones here. More Cena beams coming down, denying the shooter boys the use of their big shooters. Fire Dragons once again going to take down another Ghost turret. While this engagement is going on, I'm going to have a quick sip of the old water. There we go, water is a man's best friend. Especially in trying times like these. Got some more Necrons moving around the side. Potentially going to tie up these shooter boys. Nob squad being brought down to just 3 members. Phase shift going on these Necrons here. Allowing them a little bit of rest and recuperation. Also kind of distracting these Dark Reapers. They didn't realise that these guys were immortal for a little bit, so kind of wasting their shots here. Going to see some Warp Spider action from my side. And what have we got going on here? We've got some Dark Reapers and the Falcon Grav Tank occupying Vrex. Has got enough to defend this dirt. Taking down the Falcon Grav Tank with his Immortals. Although Necron Lord being affected by some Mind War, activating his phase shift there to deny that damage tick over time. Wonderful little bit of micro there. The combat in the middle continues. More Knobs on the way. Slugger Boys still en masse. Got some Pariahs joining the centre scrum. And absolute chaos and shenanigans. Also got the Warp Spider as well, just for, again, to avoid these solar pulses. Hopefully transitioning away at some point from the Dark Reapers to that triple stack of Warp Spiders, which we all know and love. But yeah, the Necrons have managed to hold their line and are now in a numerically advantageous situation here. Going to go for some Wraiths, which are quite a good counter against the Dark Reapers. Able to use their phase shift to get close, and then once they're close, able to distract these guys in close combat. Got a Wraith Lord equipped with a Bright Lance. We have Vrax having a little bit of a struggling session with these Dark Reapers. Guardians over here just being pegged by the Obelisk there. Yeah, tier 2 listing post going to go down here. And the Necrons are now pushing over onto our side of the Starfish. Not sure if my Dark Reapers have died. I think they have died. Oh no, they're just mixing with the... There's one squad left mixing with the Warp Spiders. These guys have maybe overextended just a smidgen. Just a little smidgy, but they are, like I say, trying to buy some room for this Thermal Plasma Generator to be popped up. Blast Furnace once again taking the central slag deposit. And Vrax is now, when he's got his Tomb Spider online, should be able to hold off against this sieging force of Eldar. I've got a Webway gate, going to get some Bright Lance platforms from it. Need this Tomb Spider to pick up some dead lads. May as well move him into the centre, maybe, and pick up all the Necrons down here. Double Warp Spiders now. Some flayed ones teleporting in. Dark Reaper's been manoeuvred away from the Solar Pulse once again. Orcs moving around on left-hand side. Wraith Lord being chased around by the Necron Lord. Trying to kick these Immortals in the face. And all the Necrons teleporting in. These are the Blast Furnaces. Upgraded with double Disruption Fields. Which is a difficulty with fighting against the Necrons. Once they get that Death Baller rolling, quite hard to counter them. Orc Spider's trying to focus fire on these guys. Wraith Lord doing the same with the Necron Lord, giving me a good kick in the face there. And the Necrons using their Tomb Spider almost like a damaged sponge, and now finally pushing out of their base, making short work of these Dark Reapers once they get close enough. These guys are only Disruption Field level 2 there, and the Webway Gate over here is still online. Going to try and build up a support platform as well, and some Seer Councils from Arc Doran. But a counter assault is what you really want from these Necrons at the moment. Mind War going on. This Necron Lord will teleport away out of range of that Mind War there. So actually the Necron Lord, once he gets all his artifacts online, has loads of answers to the Farseer, which is probably why you don't see her being opened up with very much in the 1v1s of Eldar versus Necrons. Yeah, Warp Spiders being chased away. Only got all 3 squads now, but only one squad having that jumping juice to get over there into the safety. And all sieges have been broken. Well, when I say all sieges have been broken, the Eldar are now restarting theirs. Double Bright Lances on the support platform. And he doesn't really need to kill the Necron player. He doesn't need to really kill Vrax here. Just needs to keep them... Oh, Lord have mercy. Love that ability. Loads of damage, killing 2 plasma generators there. But yeah, he doesn't necessarily need to kill the Necron player. He just needs to keep him out of the main fight in the middle. So realistically, we just need to keep that thermal plasma generator offline. We are seeing a counter-assault by the Orcs here. Going to move around the side, but Flayed Ones engaging these knobs in close combat. Morale is holding up, but for how much longer? Who really can tell? Got a War Track joining the fray. And the Necrons... We've got one Summoning Core from the Blast Furnace and one Summoning Core from Arivald. And the Necron Monolith, a extra one being placed down here. Quite nice to see. And the Necron economy for Vrax has really suffered here. But still in a fighting position. Could always just build up more plasma generators in friendly neighbourhood Necron places, if he so chose. Where the assault continues. Got some Mega Armor knobs now. Warp Spiders avoiding that Solar Pulse en masse. Wraith's now coming into a bit of a misplay. Avoiding the Solar Pulse, but then moving back into range of it. Not the most advanced of plays. Triple Ghost Turrets down here going to defend this Thermal Plasma Generator. Mega Armor knobs activating their Go Faster ability. Taking a little bit of damage in exchange for a little bit more in the way of movement. Blade Ones teleporting on either side. In fact, do quite like that from Arivald. Surrounding the mass of Warp Spiders with all 3 Blade Ones. Very nice play there. But these guys will teleport away. Going to teleport them in different directions to keep the Necron players guessing. But more masses of Orcs. Got some Flash Gits on the go as well. It's going to be a bit of a struggle for Necron players now when those Flash Gits are online. As Necrons don't really have a ranged infantry unit that can bring out that kind of DPS that the Flash Gits or the triple stack of Warp Spiders can. But the pariahs, known for their slow, or reduction in movement speed slashes with their war scythes, quite a force to be reckoned with, it does have to be said. Orcs being pushed back over here. How's the siege going on? Seer Council still fighting as best they can. Another Tomb Spider coming out. Vrag's been left alone in this world. No support from any friends whatsoever. As these guys would kind of continue to push down into the middle. Fighting juice on these flash gates. Do have a... Oh, we've got a bomb going on. But has been cancelled by the Necron Warriors. And just look at the corpses on this centre point here. Can barely see the floor at this point. Warspider's going to try and assist the Orc. Well, where's my teeth? Because there's a lot of Necrons to deal with, and at the moment he's only got one squad of flash gates. Resurrection Orb being researched by Aravald, and all these Necrons ready to come back at a moment's notice. Flash gates trying to keep back these pariahs. Also got some allies in the form of flayed ones going to help Vrax defend his base. Going to rebuild those plasma generators. It's very nice. In fact, we've got sextuple warp spiders now. And a Cena beam going down on the centre of that settlement. Not sure that was the correct place to put it. But it does stop the flash gates for at least a brief moment in time. And the Necron Warriors see the writing on the wall and do teleport back. But they go over here, where there is now a restored monolith. But hold on. It's the Necron side, so definitely not a fake one. So yeah, this is Vrax's base, clearly defended here, no worries whatsoever. Necrons are going to continue defending the central point. Do have a Essence of the Deceiver in the middle. Just going to be a nuisance. Going to keep these warp spiders away from the centre battlefield for at least a brief moment in time. And yeah, just constant back and forth on this side. Necron Warriors thinking about pushing out down into the... what's your name? Sorry. Arc Doran's base, but then deciding against it. Gotta wait for that Restore Monolith. While an amazing unit on its own, we've seen many times in this channel how the Restore Monolith does not hold up to much damage on its own. Heavy Destroyer punching these knobs square across the dome, but not the best place for it to be, in all honesty. We see some more Ghost turrets. Got some very stylish red pariahs here. Hiding in the bush. Can't see me. It's like my main strategy whenever I play Fortnite with my nephew. Just hide in the bush, wait till the zone surrounds you, and hopefully get a lucky kill on the remaining dude. Getting those fat dubs. We are going to see a avatar from me. Any major units coming out for my side? Not at the moment. I think I'm the only one with a... Oh no, we've got a relic here. And in fact, we've got the lion's share of the relics at the moment. Triple Warp Spider's been summoned in by a sneaky webway gate. It has to be said. And then, I quite like this. Double support platforms are also being teleported in. Very mischievous. But the Warp Spiders are going to be cut down to size quite quickly. This Dark Reaper squad, only one member left. Their way home being cut off as the webway gate gets destroyed. Flayed ones immortal until they physically get out of the ground. I'm going to chase these Warp Spiders to the very edge of the map here. But I love that. You don't normally see webway gates being used like that. Which I know is quite hard to do in a 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2, but in the 4v4s when all the chaos is going on, it's a much more viable strategy. Necrolord jumping in, throwing down another Solar Pulse. Again, you can... Oh, double Solar Pulse. What was that double rainbow meme from a while ago? To show my age. A double Solar Pulse? What does it mean? What does it mean? We do have... What are you? Oh, we've got warp spiders. Oh, they're my warp spiders. I saw the webway gate strategy and I thought, wow, that's a really cool thing. I should also do that. So now we've got triple warp spiders on the other side of the map, causing absolute havoc and mayhem. Destroyers, while being vehicles, can be resisted quite nicely. And the Avatar of Khaine, gonna see if he can be useful in this game. Gonna strike down a Lord Destroyer. These Lord Destroyers, if we went for a more vehicle-based composition, these guys would have been a real nuisance. Able to basically convert your enemy's vehicle to the will of the Necron overlords. Look at him go. Jesus Christ, the persistent bodies. My frame rate is just not feeling all that fresh and fancy. Avatar is going to fall back. Not feeling the love with all these Necrons firing at him. Warp Spider is still proving to be a bit of a nuisance, but not going to survive very long alone in this world. At least got the Necron Warriors over here to be a little bit distracted away from the center point. Do have some flash gates and some fire dragons opening fire on these Lord Destroyers. So we'll take care of them pretty quickly. There we go, look at that, glorious. Lord Destroyer though throws down some Ghibli bits on these flash gates, forcing them to be unable to reinforce for a certain level of time, which is again another really useful thing that the Lord Destroyers can do. So again, it's surprising that you don't normally see them in 1v1s or 2v2s. But then again, I suppose that if you're going to invest your money into buying a vehicle, you'd probably be best off buying like a destroyer or a heavy destroyer rather than just taking over one of their units. Avatar of Khaine, been a linchpin, the centerpiece of this assault. The flames of Hail Amentia Khaine being brought down upon the ever-whittling, fragile Necrodermis. Mega Armor Knobs also working in tandem. Although I imagine in this stage of history, the Avatar of Khaine would have just been regular old Khaine, wouldn't he? He just came down and just said, hello, how are you doing? Slapping everyone down. What's going on with this restored monolith, by the by? I've got another Avatar Khaine, look at him go. Slightly more teal hair going on. Restored monolith over here just on the back lines, trying to cut off this retreat path for all these warp spiders. We've kind of done a bit of a mission on all the Necron bases. It was quite nice. Now taking the command of the center, moving into the Necron bases. Mega Armor Knobs not waiting for any support. They're just going to get straight in on it, as is the way Gorka Mork would want it. Triple flayed one's been thrown down there. Necron Warriors trying to keep up with these flayed ones. Going to teleport all around this fake restored monolith. And if they can cripple the Warp Spider threat, they at least know that they can then start concentrating on the forces that are coming from the middle. Flashgates and Avatar of Khaine there. Not caring one iota. Blade ones unaffecting the morale of the Eldar. So when the Avatar of Khaine comes online, I do believe that they're immortal from morale damage, he says with no degree of confidence. Necron's now charging in. Good lord, it's like a steam, oh sorry, a cyberpunk disco with all these green lights. But yeah, just a sheer amount of Eldari on the field. Even this restored monolith cannot hold up against the might of the old ones. And there we go. Blast Furnace throws out the GG, and I do believe it is the Orcs and Eldar that have won this game, so 3-0. Well, it was incredibly fun, I do have to say. Thank you to everyone who played and everyone who contributed to these this showcase. You're definitely going to see more themed games on the channel from now on, as we've got such a wonderful dedicated bunch of boys and girls that are able to create such wonderful, exciting games. But yeah, cool. If you want to get involved in these games, have a look at the Discord link below. You could just, like I say, some of the players that we're playing today, more or less brand new, maybe the first times ever playing PvP, so definitely worth giving it a go if that's something you fancy. We're super friendly and all that. And I've also got a Patreon. If you want to support the channel, £1 a month does get you one extra game a week on the old Patreon. Ah, Jesus, man, it's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure's always never chore. I will see you in a bit. Peace.